Hello everyone and welcome to Livestream Friday. So in our tutorials today, I did this hairstyle tutorial on really how to get thick, voluminous braided hairstyle on dirty kind of third day, fourth day hair, and really being able to maximize that hairstyle as much as we possibly can. So I'm really excited to kind of do a product spotlight here in the live stream today. And I actually used age acceleration on the roots of my hair for this hairstyle today for just that extra thickness, volume, and body to the braided hairstyle. If you have pretty thin hair and you were to do a braid, sometimes actually braiding your hair can accentuate some of that kind of thinness in your hair you might be experiencing. So that's never fun. So I was really excited to feature this in our Facebook live stream today. I see you're joining in, so thank you so much for joining in on the live streams. Every Friday we go live on Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And so we try to have more of an ingredient spotlight for Facebook and Instagram, so you get to know us a little bit more and some of the products to find which one is going to be the key all-star in your hair repair transformation journey. So how to get thicker hair with age acceleration. This is a common question that we see a lot, is really how to combat any hair thinning, especially loss of volume as we get older. And so I want to recommend just a couple steps on really how you will be able to see more volume and thickness in the appearance of your hair within time, especially with consistent use. Just like our skincare, consistency is really key when it comes to improvement. So we certainly want to share with you just some of the hair care regimen products that are really going to boost that volume in your hair, as well as just the treatment here with Save Me From that has been proven, clinically proven, to make hair more volumized and thicker. So within 3 uses. So one thing I want to recommend is to change up your hair care routine based on really what you're looking to see out of it. So if you have thin hair and you've always experienced thin hair, then I certainly recommend to look at the ingredients in your current hair care regimen, which is like your shampoo, your conditioner, even like the leave-in, or even your styling treatments as well. We want to be making sure that they don't have those kind of conditioning ingredients like silicones that will actually ultimately weigh your hair down. So first, looking into your hair care regimen, your current routine, and seeing what ingredients and formulas are in those products that could be potentially weighing the product or your hair down through product. So I wanted to talk about how, your hair care routine, the hair products that you're using is really your foundation for the results that you're going to see. And so we want to be making sure that we're using a shampoo or conditioner that is going to be really volumizing and specifically has a label for volume or volumizing or thickening. And that will actually have less conditioning agents that really are going to make the hair weigh down. Hello, April. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I saw that you joined in on our other live stream, so thank you for following us back here to Facebook. The second recommendation that I have is after you've chosen a hair care regimen that is a little bit more targeted to your hair concerns, hair thickening, or volumizing, is to use a volumizing styling treatment. So this is where Save Me From comes into play. This is not only your style treatment, but it's also going to be a reparative, restoring treatment for any damage that you might see in your hair. If you're experiencing some thinning as you're getting older, as most of women do, we want to be making sure that we are supplementing our hair care regimen, not only with our volumizing and thickening shampoos and conditioners, but also styling treatments. And this will actually, when you add it to your roots, will really give an instant boost in the appearance of volume in your hair. And so that's actually one of the things I did in today's hairstyle, as I use this as a kind of root treatment for that extra boost and thickening within the hair and having that thicker, fuller appearance. I highly recommend to use the Save Me From Age Acceleration as a leave-in treatment. You can use this as an overnight hair mask for some extra reparative results, or you can leave it in for 30 minutes. It's totally up to you, but you will see better results when the product is in your hair for a prolonged period of time. So we want to be making sure that we're using it as a leave-in or a consistent use as a leave-in or an overnight hair mask every so often, maybe like once or twice a week. And so this leave-in thickening and volumizing treatment, you can use this on your damp hair. You want to be making sure that the hair cuticles are open, so make sure to dampen your hair or after you step out of the shower and you've towel dried your hair. Use this product, apply about a pea-sized amount and section your hair either into 2 sections depending on the density of your hair or 4. I do 4 personally, and then I'll use about a pump of this product, which is about a pea size per section, and depending on really how much extra hydration and volumizing I'm looking to see, I will use just a little bit less or more depending on really the style I'm going for. So thank you all for joining in our live stream today, just learning about how to thicken your hair with age acceleration, as well as just some other tips beyond, so then that way you're able to see thicker, more voluminous hair. And so also, I highly recommend that if you're going to use this as like a leave-in styling treatment, so you're going to blow dry your hair, to make sure that you're going to blow dry the hair not down. When you're blow drying, you actually want to be making sure that you're taking a round brush and actually getting to the roots and kind of lifting the hair up rather than putting it down. That's actually going to make the hair, rather than being kind of voluminous and have some height to it, it's going to just kind of weigh it down and just kind of have it sit flat on your hair. But one thing I do want to talk about is just some of the ingredients that really are regenerative and restoring and save me from age acceleration. The first being bioactive milk molecules. This is a full chain of amino acids, so then that really creates this protective, beneficial kind of restructuring for your hair, especially if you're prone to damage from like color treating your hair. That really actually makes your hair quite weak. And so we really want to be healing and restructuring any of that damage that our hair is exposed to. And so with that, this product with the amino acids, the complete chain of amino acids, are going to increase the body, hydration, and elasticity in your hair, so your hair was not prone to breakage. Another key ingredient I would like to highlight is Japanese licorice, and this has kind of a ceramide-like activity that really enhances both the lipid hydration while also boosting shine, as well as keratin strengthening that promotes healthy hair, stronger hair, and also really works to nourish a dry, irritated scalp. As well as taro fruit and organic sunflower sprouts. These are really rich in nutrients that work to distress and promote distressed hair, as well as promote lustrous and shiny, healthy hair. Sunflower seeds really contain a lot of rich vitamins that really work to prevent that thinning in the hair, as well as reducing any oxidative stress that might be happening in the hair or especially in the scalp. And so then that just really provides an environment for optimal scalp nourishment and balance. And then that way we are making our hair growth be as optimal as possible. As our hair does grow from the scalp, we want to be making sure that we are nourishing and calming irritation in the scalp through really impactive ingredients. So those are some of the key ingredients within this product that really make it one of a kind, especially when it comes to volumizing and thickening hair. This is not a styling product that's going to coat your hair with ingredients that are just going to aid in a temporary solution. This is certainly working towards healing the hair cuticle from the inside out. We do have in all of our Save Me From products, they're formulated with Phenogen, so that is our fenugreek here, which I've touched in last week's video, so if you're looking just for, after this live stream, just some extra resources from Save Me From, definitely check out that last live stream from last Friday. But what's so amazing about fenugreek is that it is a seed that a lot of women in India use in their hair, and they actually will grind the fenugreek seeds into a paste and coat the scalp and the ends of the hair with this paste, and then this paste really over time begins to work in restoring health and shine, as well as strength into the hair. And so this is a critical component of every single one of Save Me From's products, as well as our Bond Reboots. Those are like skincare actives that you commonly see in skincare, such as caffeine, there's creatine, silkworm proteins. These are all going to work, and they're, clinically researched and proven to have amazing restoring and regenerative aspects and benefits to your hair repair of any damage that your hair has been exposed to. So if you're curious to learn a little bit more about fenugreek, I advise for you to check out our last week's live stream, where we go into a little bit more depth about Ayurvedic hair care and beauty rituals that have been practiced with a lot of women in India for centuries. So so we just talked about just using a volumizing styling product treatment, as well as targeting hair care, making sure that our ingredients in the hair care do not contain unnecessary conditioning properties or ingredients that can weigh down especially really thin hair when you're wanting a little bit of extra body and bounce into your hair. Depending on your hair length and the density of your hair, if your hair is a little bit longer and your hair is thinner, it can actually end up being kind of weighed down and look a little bit more flat and not really so lively. And so I highly recommend to consider maybe like a new haircuts for the season, especially if you have really thin hair. Having a haircut that's maybe right at your shoulders, a shoulder length haircut, or even just a little bit shorter than that, is going to add a little extra body to that naturally thin hair. As well as consider adding maybe some highlights. Now this is chemically treating your hair, and I highly recommend, if you are going to chemically treat your hair, especially with bleach or even permanent hair color, especially as you begin to age and you're really wanting to combat any of the grays that are growing into the hair, I highly recommend to supplement your hair care repair regimen with chemical conflict. This is going to really work to strengthen and infuse proteins into your hair prior to getting that treatment done, so then that way the health and integrity of your hair remain intact. Once you have that treatment, you're going to have that treatment done or continue to repair it, because the bleach can have some serious damage to your hair. So I just want to say that if you do choose to add in some extra colors into the hair for added dimension, which can make hair look fuller and thicker and more dense, that you're going to want to supplement your routine with a protein. All right, so Steve, this product really thickens my thin hair. Well, that is so great to hear. This is an amazing, not only reparative, regenerative mask, but this also does make your hair fuller and thicker. Within 3 uses, our clinical studies showed 203% thicker hair just after 3 uses, so it's amazing. And I use this in the roots, so glad. Oh, thank you. You love Save Me From. That is so great to hear. We are so happy. We love to hear all the feedback from you, and especially in these live streams. Getting to connect with you in real time is just so amazing, and so thank you for tuning in. Okay, so we talked about considering a new haircut, hairstyle, especially with adding in some highlights for that added dimension to the thin hair. But I also want to recommend adding some depth to your roots. Is a popular trend right now in hair care, or actually hair just aesthetics in general, hair color. And so having a little bit of a deeper tone in the roots of your hair is automatically going to make it appear like you have more density near the scalp, especially if you can see your scalp. It does look a little bit thinner in the hair. So you want to be making sure that you're having a little bit more depth into the roots of the hair. And one thing I just want to close on, because we do have another live stream on Instagram that we'll be tuning into, but I want to talk about using the right tools in your hair, especially if you're going to be heat styling your hair. We want to be making sure that not only are we blow drying your hair, can add some automatically more volume into your hair, a little bit more height. We want to be making sure that we are actually combating any of that heat damage that you could be experiencing through using a heat styling, like as in blow drying your hair when it is wet. If it is a high setting, I highly recommend for you to consider using hardly any heat if you're blow drying your hair, just to minimize any damage, further damage, especially if your hair is thin. It's going to be really prone to damage as well as breakage. So you certainly want to be making sure that not only are you supplementing your hair care regimen with a thickening, volumizing product, but also one that is going to protect and restore moisture into your hair, especially from those drying styling treatments. I'm so glad. It makes my hair so soft and shiny, and I can certainly attest to that, especially here. Age acceleration was formulated to really soften maybe some of those aging gray hairs that can be a little unmanageable and have the mind of their own. So I highly recommend that. Yes, this is one of the most nourishing, softening formulas that I found for my hair, especially as I'm starting to experience some gray hairs that are out of control and really difficult to tame. So the heat tools, the hot tools I want to talk about, if you're going to be using your hair dryer like we talked about, not to blow the hair down. We actually want to be blowing it up. So I highly recommend to use like a round brush and just concentrate that brush right at the roots, and then pulling through the hair. It's actually really easy to get your hair tangled up in a round brush. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I certainly have. So you really want to be gentle with your hair because it can get tangled and knotted, and then you might have some prone to breakage from that situation, especially those tangles. So we want to be making sure that we're using the brush under the blow dryer right at the roots and lifting the hair upward as you blow dry. And then if you have a lot of popular kind of hair aesthetics for height is teasing the hair. And so if you're going to tease your hair, it can actually end up sometimes kind of adding some extra tangles. So you really want to be strategic and targeted with the teasing. And so the proper way to tease your hair is just really kind of back combing the hair near the roots, really where you want that extra height. So you need to be really strategic about that because you really don't want it to be everywhere around the hair, because it can make your hair prone to tangling, and then that's something we certainly don't want to be doing. So strategically backcombing your hair towards the crown of your hair, especially if you're experiencing kind of some lack of volume there, we certainly want to be targeting that area. So I'm certainly happy to do a tutorial on how to really get voluminous hair from just wet hair to blow drying. Then I'd be happy to share that with you in our YouTube live stream that we do every Friday. So really excited to have these live streams be consistent weekly things, so in that way we can touch base with you in real time and just be able to offer any tips or suggestions on how to best use Save Me From hair repair line that targets every source of damage that our hair is commonly exposed to, such as chemicals, heat, pollutants, as well as product buildup. We certainly want to be restoring and replenishing our hair with nutrients that are going to be beneficial towards optimal hair growth and nourishment to the scalp and to the ends of your hair, which see the most damage and dryness. So I'm really excited to share with you just some of these tips on how to get more voluminous and thicker hair with age acceleration. I'm going to gear up for our next live stream, which is going to be on Instagram at 1:30. So if you'd like to join us on the next live stream, go ahead and head over to Instagram and search in the search bar savemefrom.usa, and you will be able to see the next live stream at 1:30, so in 10 minutes. and I will be discussing chemical conflict and some of the highlights on how to overcome really dry, porous, over-processed hair, because it's actually incredibly easy to over-process and damage your hair just through a lot of bleach or also chemical treatments such as relaxing the hair, as well as just weakening of the hair's integrity through a lot of our styling. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on Instagram or next week on our live stream Friday. So thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.